Last time we talked about change, and this time I want to talk about network because change in your life and like wanting to change things to progress is directly linked to people who surround you and your day-to-day environment, and it is so crucial to be aligned with it. I realize every single time I talk, I'm so passionate, I'm so much like in my thoughts that I never properly introduce myself, so I'm sorry for that, my friend. My name is Violetta, or Violetta, it's how we prefer to pronounce it. And the reason I started this YouTube, first of all, simply why not? And secondly, because I know that I have this trait of character where, first of all, I'm a very supportive person. Like, this is important to me to show openly my support because that matters. Feeling sin and hurt really matters to people. So it does to me. So first thing. And secondly, I know that I'm the type of personality who easily inspires other people because I am ambitious, I am very strong, I am brave, and sometimes those are the qualities people lack to get further in life. So, having said that, your network is such a crucial part of your life. I wish somebody told me earlier, why nobody came into my life, sat me down and said, sweetheart, we need to talk about that because your environment is just not... They're not the people that you need in your life. They're not half the people that you are. They're not worthy of you. Whatever needed to be said. Nobody did that. Actually, no, I'm lying. You know, when you're at school and you hang out with people and your mom, like, she feels them. She feels that these are not the right right type of people for you. And then actually my mom did. She told me, like, you know what, this girl, I don't really like her. There's something about her that just, I can smell it. Mom was right. But that was the only person who ever helped me. As for the rest, I had to figure everything out myself, and that's fine. That's how we figure out life. I spent so much time being surrounded by people who were not aligned with me. And I'm not talking about because you're going to see a lot of people in life and you're going to meet a lot of people, maybe even be friends with a lot of people. And it's fine if at a certain point in your life they are aligned with you and then you outgrow them or they outgrow you and you just stop talking. I'm talking about the people who were never meant to be there in the first place because they are not worthy of you, your time, attention. They are just little vampires, like little energy suckers. They just maybe wanted something from you. In my case, it was that because I remember when I worked in music, people wanted access to backstage guest lists, and they were so greedy and so thirsty for that. They were ready to fake a friendship. Like, I am a very blunt person. I don't think I could ever fake for longer than a couple of minutes. It takes so much of your energy to pretend to be somewhere else or to pretend to have some type of intentions while you actually don't. I don't understand how manipulators do that because that's a lot. And it's so not worth it. I said in my previous YouTube that my goal in life is to be as authentic to myself as possible. So that's how I'm being authentic, like by not pretending. The bad side of it is, it's hard in corporate because I just cannot shut my mouth and just have to say what I'm thinking. But I'm working on that. Yeah, when I say they never were meant to be in my life, it's because they never gave something to me, not something physical. There's always like an exchange of energies where with somebody or knowledge or action, and it's never 50-50 with the people in your life. It's always somebody giving more and then the next time they give less. So you still find a good balance, healthy balance for the both of you. When there's no balance since day one and you are so used to giving a lot, because that's personally how I was raised. I was raised by people who are very loving and generous, and it's important. It's also important in my culture to be generous towards other people. So you just kind of naturally be like that. It's part of your personality and your education. And damn it, I didn't know that not everybody's like that. I didn't know that most people are fucking rats. With all due respect to the rat animals, because you are great, but rat people is just a whole different thing. Disgusts me. And yeah, so we always assume that people are just like us and have the same intentions. It took me a long while to figure out the very, very hard way and make a lot of mistakes, but fear not, I'm not there no more. However, please make sure that people are aligned with what you want in life. It's not even with who you are, because you are allowed to change as a person year by year. It's actually funny because if you compare yourself, like let's say you are 27 and you compare yourself to the 17-year-old version of yourself, you're gonna say, hey, actually I'm not exactly her no more. Like I've changed, or I'm more nuanced in my personality, at least 100% my case. So yeah, one day you might even look back and say, hey, I'm not that person no more. However, things you want to act on, the things that you want to do right now, so you're not going to change them. Let's say you want to go to school, you still want to go to school, even your personality changes a little bit. So make sure people who surround you can somehow help you achieve those goals. It could be emotional support, having people who are so good at emotionally supporting you and uplifting you. You feel good about your life. When you share some of your thoughts with them, ideas, they encourage you, they listen you, they can also give you healthy criticism, but they uplift you. Their first reaction to something positive will be, that's amazing, and not, well, the moment somebody looks at you like that, you just know, not the right type of person. So make sure you do that, because life is hard, because we all need emotional support, we need advice, we need network to survive. Even the most introverted person was still helped in their life by somebody. It was their mom, grandma, colleague, spouse, it was somebody. Nobody lives, or very few people live alone in the mountains. You need people around you, so make sure, even if you don't have many people around you, even if it's just 1 or 2 people, make sure they are very close to who you are today and to what you want to achieve in life. Because you need this healthy push just as much as you have the responsibility to do the same for them. I'm not saying it's they give everything for you and you just sit there on your ass all good and enjoying your life. No, you're gonna have to do the same thing for them. And you know that saying like, I don't owe nobody nothing. Completely fake. For as long as you are in relationships with people, different types of relationships, you owe them your effort and a little bit of your time. It is how relationships are built. Me personally, if you don't invest in me, time-wise, effort-wise, advice-wise, at certain point I'm gonna look at you and say, hey, listen, you've been absent for too long for me to even consider that we are something. Like, you stopped talking to me, you're not messaging me, what are we to each other? I don't want to have that type of friends. So make sure people around you also give you what you want in terms of love and attention and spending time together. It is essential. I had so many friend groups in my life, and I don't regret it, because this is also who I am as a person. I love to be friends with people who come from different environments, industries, cultures. I think it's healthy, it's interesting, you learn so much, and you don't even necessarily need to combine them. Like, you don't need to introduce them. You can just still be friends, with all of them separately. And I thought it was so fun. Like, I remember when I came to Paris, my closest friends at the beginning were people I went to school with, which makes a lot of sense. Then at one point I felt like, there was a distance in between us, and it makes sense because when we met each other, we were at the same school, we wanted the same things, we wanted to work for the same companies. And I did my I had my degree that was specialized in like luxury industry, everything that evolves around luxury industry, luxury houses. So we wanted to do the same things, we wanted to build the same things. Slowly, as I started to grow, I understood that I wanted something a little bit more different, and I went a little too radical. So I went from luxury to dungeon, and I started to work in electronic music. That's a little opposite. So I stopped hanging out with this first group of people. I was more into the second one. And I do not regret having had so many friends in my life. It is very healthy and it is very interesting to know who you are. What I do regret, however, is staying for too long with groups of people who I had outgrown by this time, and I knew that and I felt it, but I was still too scared to separate from them, because I always say humans hate change, and it is completely normal. However, healthy change is completely needed, otherwise you're going to be stuck for so long. And I'm a very social person. It is important for me to have people I can count on. And the longer you stay in relationships with people who are too different from you, who are not as loyal, as smart, whose projects are not as aligned with yours, the longer you're gonna feel stuck. Change is not just internal, change is also external. It is about, hey, I want to be friends with you because not only do we vibe together and understand each other, I like what you're doing in your life, and yeah, maybe, you know, by being friends with you, I could get more inspired. You get inspired by people. Everybody does. Inspiration doesn't just come like that, you know, you wake up and you're in nirvana and you're like, oh my God, no. It is by interacting with other people. So make sure people around you actually inspire you and you feel good when you hang out with them. If you're friends with somebody and every time you see them, you come back home and you feel completely drained, I'm gonna tell you straight away, look into your eyes and go, they are not meant to be in your life. Or maybe there are some healthy boundaries to be worked on. It's one or the other. I had that friend and I actually liked them, but every time they would only talk about themselves. They wouldn't ask many questions or like very few. And then I started to realize that I knew everything about them, like every single step they took, and they knew nothing about me and they didn't even try. So I would come back home drained because I spent the whole afternoon listening to them and what happened to them, and they were also very abusive towards themselves, so they would put themselves in dangerous situations, and I'm like, I don't want that, because first of all, I'm not like you. Happily, I'm in a healthier space in my life right now, and you are where we are, where you are, you still need to work on yourself, so hopefully you'll get in the healthier space too. But it doesn't mean that I need to hang out with you because you are draining me, because I'm not feeling good about myself. I want to hang out with people who are just as healthy as me. That's also one thing that I had to learn the very hard way, because I know that I'm everybody's therapist and I'm not even licensed. Like, I'm not even getting paid for that, which is insane, girl. And I know that my type of personality helps people because I just come into their life and I say, hey, let's, as I said, like, let's sit down, let's break things down, let me at least give you an advice so you know what you can work on, because I see that you are lost in life. By the way, nobody ever did this for me in my friendships. I always had to figure it out myself with these people. So how amazing. But the thing is, when you're outgrowing people because you are more into yourself, you're working more on yourself, you're taking better care of yourself, but they are still not in that space, you cannot stay friends with them. And back to working in music, because that's what I'm thinking about, electronic music, at least in my experience, a lot of people were incredibly unhealthy and abusive to themselves and excessive partying all the time. And I did like to party with them at the beginning. At one point in my life, I understood that that was too much and I just didn't want to live that life. Like, partying occasionally, sometime here and there, is completely fine. Partying the way they were doing that is not part of who I am. And I didn't want to be there no more. And at the beginning, I felt quite guilty by like abandoning these people, because somehow I felt like I had this responsibility to take care of them, which is, first of all, completely fake. You have one responsibility in life: take care of yourself, and obviously of the people you love, but still not to the same extent. If you take so much care of them that it drains you and that you have no time left to take care of your own self, or if they're not helping you back, they should be out of your life. The door is over there, and I know that it's gonna break your heart to abandon them, and it did break mine. But you know what could have broken it even more? Abandoning my own self. And that did happen to me in friendships, in romantic relationships, and I hate it for myself. I really wish that I could have turned things different way. I'm not saying I'm regretting it. It already happened, and I learned a lot of interesting lessons. Don't want to say beautiful because, you know, interesting. But I really wish I wouldn't have betrayed myself, and I would stick to my own values. And today it is essential to me. And this is why I always say I am a radical person in relationships, and not everybody can be friends with me. I am not for the weak, because I am somebody who works a lot on myself. I am a very dedicated and loyal person, and first and foremost, I am dedicated to myself and my own values. So if at one point in our relationship your values change radically and I look at you and say, hey, I don't want to be friends with you no more, I will not be friends with you no more. I'd rather be friends with myself and respect myself and uplift myself to a point where I see that I'm worthy of more. So you know what, every time when you're working on your self-esteem and you gain more confidence, you start to see things from a completely different perspective. And that's what I love about life, because however bad you feel at a certain point, you can actually feel in a completely different way sometime from now if you put the necessary work. And today, when people betray me or, I don't know, do something to me, say something to me, I don't think about it like if I lost something, like if I'm missing on something and like, oh my god, like, you know, this is so bad, but I love them so much. Of course a part of me is sad, but I'm thinking about it the other way. I'm thinking, hey, I deserve so much more. Thank God they showed me who they actually are, because now I can move on to people who are way more worthy of my attention, because that's what I need in life, that have this healthy self-esteem. And also one thing about networking is, as I said, it's very important to be aligned with people who are doing the things, like moving in the direction that you want. For example, I have friends, like most of my friends are really nice people, and I'm very grateful for that. They like genuinely kind and nice. However, today I'm in the phase of my life where being just nice, I'm not saying they're just nice, they're more than that, but like only that part wouldn't be enough for me. I need people who are very ambitious, and it's something I'm still occasionally, a lot to be honest, struggling to find. I think it has a lot to do with living in France, because this is not the mindset of people. People here are more into comfort than they are like looking for ambition, and that's fine, it's just how it is. But I need people who are kind and ambitious and are building something professionally. And if you have different friend groups and they have different values or directions in life or mindsets, depending on the mindset that you have today and for the following month, you need to hang out more with the people who are more like you. So now I'm hanging out considerably less with the people, with my friends who are like really nice and cutie patooties, because once again, they seek comfort in life. I don't want comfort. This is not what I need today. This is not what I'm looking for. So I am going to be switching to people who are more into ambition, who are more into building something. It doesn't mean that you need to forget your previous friends. You can still spend time with them. And also, if they are your friends, they would understand if you hang out just a little bit less, because, you know, you are being focused on something. But yeah, make sure people are aligned with that, because people are going to uplift you. And that's actually the power of social media, because even if you sometimes you don't have friends who represent that, you can go on social media and find people who are moving in that direction, or who have the same or like similar type of ambition. You can simply click on follow and say, hey, I like this person because I want similar things from life. So I should probably follow them and just get inspired. I easily get inspired on social media all the time. Like the people that I follow, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, I'll go like, damn, I really wish you could be my friend, because this is just so interesting and I learn so much from you. Also, be friends with people who can teach you something. It could be kindness, it could be empathy. By the way, you're already supposed to have empathy, but it could be like even more empathy. It could be people who are wise, so they be able to give you a different perspective. It could be ambition. Just define what you want to learn and make sure you have these people. And I feel like the best relationships in life are the relationships where you can continuously learn something from this person. Obviously, we're talking about learning mostly the good stuff. It's not they betrayed me, so I'll learn to trust myself more. No. It's they keep teaching me. They are so interesting. I keep feeling inspired by them and their personality and their actions. Such a goal in life. It is such an amazing thing to find these people. And it is really hard and it is rare to find people who stand out for you, who you say, hey, I really want to be your friend for a long time, because you are just amazing. You are the type of friend that I want, and you are maybe even the type of person that I want to be to a certain extent. So it is fine if you're not there yet, or it is also fine if at one point you are friends with some people and then the group kind of falls out and you have to find new friends. It is completely fine. It happened to me hundreds of times, and I'm actually kind of going through something similar. So I don't really think it ever like completely stops, and you always have that, you know, Sex in the City type of friendship where it's always just several of you. If you do, that's amazing. You're so lucky. If you're not, that's also fine. Make sure your self-confidence is like so big and healthy and important that you always find this presence in your own self. But still, if you can, find at least a couple of people who you can really count on and count on their support. And once again, as I said, you are allowed to create new friendships if you find new people who inspire you or who move in the similar directions as you. Because as I said, I had those friends from luxury industry. They are really cute, but they're just not who I want to be today. I had those friends from music industry, and I like them more. I was there, but I have outgrown them. I just cannot be there no more. I don't know what else is, who else is there for me, like what type of people I'm going to be friends with. I don't know when I'm going to find them. What I do know is the more aligned you are with what you want to do in life, the easier it is for you to attract the right type of people. So when I was friends with some of them, those are the things that I wanted. That's actually how you attract a lot of abusive relationships. You need to heal some trauma, so life just kind of throws these people on you. They're like, hey, you need to heal these things. Hey, here you go, an abuser. That sucks, but that's sometimes how you learn too. So today I am so much healthier, I am so much more productive and self-disciplined. These are the type of people that I want to attract, and I know that I naturally am attracting them already, and it feels amazing. So please remember that network is everything. And when I say network, it's not just professional, it's really, let's say that way, relationships are essential. People you surround yourself with are going to help you build who you are going to help you rebuild who you are when you fall, because that's also going to happen, and it's essential to make sure they are the right type of people for you.